Hiya.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. I just thought I'd warn you. Chaos may happen at any minute.
What are you drinking anyway?
Or tea.
Same!
I'm normally on the black coffee, but I felt like I need a bit of comfort. I feel like I'm being really dramatic. It was only an episode, wasn't it? And I'm all.
Yeah.
It really did.
It's my
Hi,
Ruth!
Ruth. You're right.
Sorry, I'm just finishing my breakfast.
Oh, bless you. We're just talking, tea. We're both drinking some tea.
Good thing, I'll be drinking mine in a minute as well.
Yay, we all got tea. It's because I'm here, isn't it? That's what it is.
Definitely.
I thought after I said to Hannah, chaos may happen at any given moment.
Yeah,
with the kids.
Easter holidays, I know. Yeah.
Right then.
Well, this is going to be exciting. I've actually been on a podcast before.
Oh, what podcast have you been on?
It's called Or Shall We Have Tea First?
Ah.
Yeah, so because I got a tea page on Instagram and I was on the podcast back in 2021.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was fun times.
It's quite scary being on some of these podcasts, actually. I was on Damn It Records podcast.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And I was like, no, how everybody feels when they come and talk to me. It's because you don't know what people are going to ask. You don't know.
Hannah and I cut our teeth just over a week ago doing Griff Radio Show, didn't we?
That was a fun experience, actually, because Ruth has
was.
been on it before. That was my first time on a radio show. I was like, this is actually really fun. I like it.
Yeah.
I want to do it again.
Oh, do you know, I saw that. I saw all the social media posts you'd done about the Griff Griffiths show, the King of Spain. Did you read about that story?
Yeah, he wrote it. It was like a sort of an autobiography thing. It's just snippets from his completely mad and chaotic life. It was actually quite interesting. I reviewed the book for Punktuation, which is how I got to know him. So he certainly has had a very varied and interesting life.
Oh.
Shall I get you to introduce yourselves? Okay,
Right,
so...
Hi Marie, I'm Ruth Ray. I am currently the editor-in-chief of Punktuation Magazine. I also write for Vive le Rock, go to a lot of gigs. Yeah.
And I'm Hannah. I also work for Punktuation Magazine, and I go to a lot of gigs as well.
Nice. So, I may be just jumping in there too quickly, but the guardianship of Punktuation Magazine, you were able to talk about that a bit more, Ruth, and how you became involved, Hannah, as well.
Yeah, of course. And I actually got involved in Punktuation Magazine back in the summer of 2022. Yeah, so I got involved with Punktuation Magazine back in the summer of 2022. I was up at Rebellion Festival for the first time, and a friend of mine, Roger, who's also a Stranglers fan, who I knew through the Stranglers fan network, was up there with a mate of his doing some reviewing for Punktuation Magazine. And he asked me if I'd like to help out with a few things. I said, yes, of course. I said, I'll introduce you to Barstool Preachers. We can maybe do an interview with them. We did interviews with a couple other bands as well. And off the back of that, the very next month, Matt, who owned the magazine and founded the magazine, said, would you like to write for us? So I said, okay, I'll give it a go. I've been writing just basic gig reviews on my Facebook page. I've always done a lot of photography. That's just in my blood, so that's just something I do. I've also taken videos of gigs through the years as well, and it all just came together nicely. So my first article for Punktuation was a review of the Interrupters gig. They played in Brixton that summer. It was great. It was brilliant. I loved it, and I've just carried on since then. And then Matt decided about 18 months ago that he didn't want to run the magazine anymore. He had, work issues, family issues, just life. And he asked me if I would like to take it on. So thought about it for a second, said, yeah, I'll do it. One very steep learning curve later, and here we are. When Matt left, he took most of the Australian team with him. Most of the other writers drifted away, so we were down to about 3 or 4 of us. We're now up to 16 active writers all across the world. It's brilliant.
Do you have a base in Vietnam, or do you have like not listeners? I'm obsessed with listeners. Do you have people who access the magazine from Vietnam by any chance?
I have no idea. The site at the moment is undergoing a bit of maintenance, so we've currently disabled things like seeing who's watching it and reading it. So I can't tell you the exact statistics, but we do have readers from all over the world.
Yeah, because I've suddenly had like an influx of listeners from Vietnam, and I wondered whether it was in connection with. So I write for yourself, don't I? I do like the update. So
yeah. I mean, it's great to have you on the team, Marie, because it's always interesting what you've got to say and the people that you talk to, and just the way that you structure your articles. It's just like, oh, it makes people want to know more. That's the kind of writers that we have, and I'm so proud of my team. You know, all 16 of you have just really helped to lift the magazine up to where it is now.
Oh, stop.
Oh, thanks, Ruth. It's really odd because it's nice to hear you say I'm part of the team. Thank you.
Of course you are. Punktuation is just like one big family, you know. It's friends, it's people I get on with, it's people that I can work with and who can work with me, and it's just great. We're all very passionate about the music scene, obviously, and I just like to encourage people to write about what they're interested in, what appeals to them, and just trust them to go out there and do a good job, and they do.
So Hannah, how did you become involved in Punktuation Magazine?
So me and Ruth knew each other for about, I think, a year before I started working for Punktuation, and she actually asked me, oh, did you want to do some writing for me? So I said, yeah, I'll give it a go, because I've never had any writing experience before that, and I've just loved it ever since. I've been with Punktuation for about a year and a half now, actually.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And Hannah's also writing for another magazine as well.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
and that's actually just hit a year, actually, on the other magazine. It's Ramsine. It's more like rock and metal, but I have done a couple of punk bands on there, actually. I recently just did Dark Rides, the horror punk band.
Oh, nice. Could you sneak Rage DC in there, do you think?
We'll see. Try. I mean, Chris knows who she is, like my other boss. He knows her. Because she's actually his friend. Actually, I met her through him, so you never know. I could sneak some Rage DC in there. I'm sure she won't mind.
All of the people who work with me in Punktuation, they're good writers, and a lot of them are good photographers as well, and they can do a bit of both. Some of them have come in primarily as a writer, some primarily as a photographer, but I'm like, try your hand at the other thing, see how you go. And they do, and you get great results.
That's brilliant, really encouraging people, get to push themselves out of that comfort zone.
Oh, hell yeah, all I do. I mean, taking on a whole magazine and international punk magazine, that's just pushing myself out of my comfort zone quite a bit.
If you could do it again, what would you do differently, or would you not do anything differently?
I don't actually think I would do anything much differently. I think I would probably try and get my head wrapped around the website a bit better and the technical aspects. I mean, I'm reasonably computer literate, but not on a level of something like this. Running something that's putting up new articles all the time, it's a whole different level than, say, doing the company website, which is what I've done before. So, yeah, trying to get my head around the technical side, I think, is the only thing I would change. Other than that, it's been great. Pulling in new people from all over the world to come and write with us, it's been an adventure, and I love it.
So, maybe tell us a bit more about your punk backgrounds.
Did you want to start, Ruth?
No, you go first, Hannah.
Me? Well, I was kind of brought up on punk because obviously my dad is a punk himself. So I got into punk, I don't even remember how old I was, to be honest. I've listened to it from quite a young age, but I think I got properly into it when I was about 12, I think, roughly that sort of age. And I didn't start going to gigs until I was about 18, obviously. And I've loved gigs ever since. I love discovering new bands as well. That's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to say, actually. I've just been into punk ever since I was young, really. It's become like my family as well, in a way.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I've not really had great friends and stuff growing up. So I think the punk community has been more my family than my friends as well.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Definitely hear that.
But yeah, the punk community is more my family anyway. Like, they've always been family to me. So I think that just means a lot as well, because it's more accepting of other things as well, not just punk, but like the LGBTQIA plus community as well, because I'm also part of that. So I think that's also helped in a way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also find it's more accepting of neurodivergence as well.
And yeah, because a lot of people have autism, ADHD. Again, I'm ADHD. A lot of people have that sort of all that stuff going on as well. And I think they are more accepting of that as well, which is a good thing, because a lot of other people are not really accepting.
No, I hear that, definitely. I think the only time that I've really felt a bit disappointed with the punk scene is when I was going through domestic abuse a few years ago and I didn't feel very supported. But I think it's because a lot of people didn't really understand stuff like coercive control and things like that.
Yeah, and that's definitely an issue, and unfortunately for us, the patriarchy still rules supreme, and it rules supreme within the punk community as well. If you've gone through anything like that, which I have as well, you're not going to get the support, it's just not there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some problems within the punk community with a couple of people, like abuse and stuff, and I don't see them anymore, thank goodness, but I have seen them. The last time I saw them was like a few years ago, and it was at a gig. So sometimes when I go to like gigs in Portsmouth, for example, I get a bit funny just in case they're going to be there. But I've also got people there that are very supportive of that, because not a lot of people know about this sort of thing. I don't go around telling everyone everything, but like the people really close to me know about this, and they're very supportive, and they protect me from these people.
Yeah, and it's just sad that they walk among us and seemingly everyone accepts them because they put on a nice face and everyone thinks they're a lovely person, whereas actually they're not. Underneath, they're abusive, they're manipulative, they're horrible, horrible people, but nobody actually wants to stand up to them, and I think that's a real shame.
Those people who have been abusive will say that you've been abusive. Not very nice, is it? You know, 'cause you kind of feel that sense of injustice.
Yeah, you basically get blamed for something that isn't your fault. So when I got obviously abused, sexually assaulted, I felt like it was my fault.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I had like 2 years worth of restraining orders in place. I mean, what sort of bloody proof do you need?
And, exactly, yeah.
And still I was called all the names under the sun. I mean, what? Yeah. I don't know what else to say to that, but
yeah, I think it's a society problem because, as I say, we still live underneath the reign of terror that is the patriarchy, and the patriarchy will always put the man first, which means women's voices are usually not heard, squashed down, not believed.
Yeah, we get accused of lying, we get accused of being the ones doing it, or like making it up, or what's the other words, like over exaggerating it when it's not that at all. And that's why I'm very open about it.
And the statistics actually prove that we are not the ones who are lying and making it up. So I was reading something interesting earlier. There's apparently about 50% of men, when questioned, have had thoughts or actually gone out of their way to commit sexual assault. 50%. Yeah. And it's also underreported, so it could be more.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you ask pretty much any woman, she's had experiences that she would rather not have had. And it's like, I know people are saying not all men, but I'm sorry, it must be a reasonably large proportion of them, because it is most women who seem to have suffered.
Oh, definitely. I think you're pushed to find women who haven't been sexually assaulted or who haven't been abused in some sort of way. You know, I think they're among the small percentage who haven't experienced gender-based violence.
Or they probably have, and they've just like walled it off in their heads because they don't want to think about it, or they've been conditioned by the patriarchy to think that it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on as well. And I can look back in my life previously and think a lot of things I just put up and shut up, because if I hadn't done so, I would probably have put myself in more danger.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about this, haven't we, Ruth? Where,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, a few years ago, I was always at the forefront, you know, sticking up for people, saying what I felt needed to be said, and I've just been attacked for it.
Yeah. I think we've actually repressed a lot of things from our lives, because, you know, if you're born female, then you're going to go through life as basically a second-class citizen in this society, and you are taught that you must do what a man tells you to do and not make a fuss. And that makes us very, very vulnerable.
Yeah, you're so right, Ruth. And it makes me wonder about, you know, women of colour as well. So if we're feeling like second-class citizens as females, you know, add race into the mix.
Yeah, and that makes it 100 times worse.
Yeah.
So it's horrible being in a society that puts white men at the top of the tree and everybody else somewhere further down.
It's quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have to look after each other. And the scariest thing is, a lot of women won't look after each other. You find somebody came out of a term recently, male-centred women. You know, you could have, you've heard it, Ruth, male-centred women, where you'd have like a woman who will defend men to the last. You know, they could come along, they could even assault you in a public place, but they'd make it out to be your fault. Because you're a woman, they'll stick up for the man even though he's assaulted you.
Yeah, poisoned by the patriarchy is what I call it.
I think a lot of women also get manipulated a lot as well, because I've also been manipulated in the past by an abuser, unfortunately. And luckily, I'm no longer associated with this person anymore. I've actually stopped being friends with him last year, actually, so it's been a whole year, well, just over a year now. But it can be difficult as well, being manipulated and making everything out to be different, sort of thing. I don't know how to explain, but yeah, I think a lot of women do get manipulated, I think, though, and I think it's they're put in a difficult position.
You know, and one thing I've found is a lot of women, as they get towards middle age, that's when they actually start to come into their power. And it's lovely to see that, because it's like they've held down jobs, they've raised families, they're looking after our elderly parents in some cases, and they've spent decades basically existing in this society that has tried its best to drag them down. And they've said, actually, no, I've got something to offer. I've done all of these things. I've been so strong. I have a voice. I'm going to use it. And they're calm and they're confident. And, you know, people are going to throw insults at that because they don't want to see that, but they just let it bounce off them. I think that's amazing to see. And it's great to have a community of women who will support each other, because there is a big community of women who do and will support each other.
There is definitely. I spoke about this with Hager the Womb, you know, Ruth, Karen and Lorna a while ago. And it is that coming into yourself, isn't it? When you're older, you're less likely to... Like when I was in my 20s, 20s, early 30s was when I was going through the whole domestic abuse situation, and I kind of felt like I needed to be married and I needed to be this and that and the other, and now I'm older, I'm like, you know.
Yeah, and I think society likes to sell the big fairy tale wedding and the perfect family to women, but it's just another way of keeping us down.
Yeah.
Like, you are a human being first and foremost. You're on this planet to do what you need to do, not what you're told to do.
Yeah, and women should have the choice as well of if they want marriage and they want kids, you know, and not just be pressured into it. For example, I don't want kids, as an example, and I never will. But a lot of women don't have that choice, unfortunately, as well, which upsets me.
No, they don't. And it is sad, isn't it?
But part of being a punk is we don't play by the rules. So
no, we do not.
Society wants to crush us into this little box and say, yes, you've got to be married and have kids and all that. And it's like, actually, no, you don't.
You can do it your own way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are an awful lot of very, very strong women out there who have done it their own way, and they come in for so much stick for it, which is ridiculous. But now there's more of us are just turning around and saying, "You throwing stick at these women? Well, I think that says a lot more about you."
Can you talk about your favourite bands? They don't even have to be punk bands, actually. Say like 3 or 4 of your favourite bands.
I actually do. So I've got 2 punk bands that are my favourite and 2 non-punk bands that are my favourite. One of them is actually tattooed on me, actually.
Oh, shows your tattoo. Look like we can...
So I've got Black Veil Brides. They are a non-punk. They're more metal. They're actually coming out with a new album next month, and I'm very excited. And I might be reviewing that soon for Ramsine. So I'm very excited about that. And the other one is Hailstorm. They're another metal band that I really like. And Lizzie Hale, she is the front woman of the band. Her brother is the drummer. And I just think they're just incredible. I've seen them live once, and I would like to see them again. So they're my favourite non-punk. And my favourite punk, obviously, Rancid and The Exploited. I can't choose which one I like more, to be honest. I like them both in different ways. So I listen to those 2 the most. Although recently I've just been listening to the Casualties' new album that just came out last month, actually. So I'm quite obsessed with that at the moment as well. So they might be up there now.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing because, I mean, for us especially, we like to focus at Punktuation on the newer, younger, fresher bands who are coming out. Because, lots and lots has been written about the old established punk band. Do they really need a huge amount more publicity from us? Probably not. Whereas your newer acts, they're the ones who really need to get a push into the public eye, because there's some brilliant stuff coming out. It's like, I get sent things through in the inbox all the time, some through PR people, some from the bands themselves, and I take a listen and it's like, wow, punk is so not dead. It's great hearing new young bands coming out with this incredible music all the time. So yeah, it's great. And I find it difficult to pick out lots and lots of favourites because it changes all the time depending on who I've been listening to. But my favourite album of this year so far is actually Molly Vulpine's Houndstooth and the Hum. It's such a good album. If you haven't listened to it yet, listen to it. Musically it is spot on, lyrically it is spot on. Molly has got the most incredible voice and she is such a talented songwriter. So yeah, that's my earworm at the moment.
Oh, I love that.
Speaking of bands, sorry, she bumped into Nikki from Skinhawk yesterday when I was in town.
Oh, nice.
Their new EP should be coming out soon. So I said to him, send it. Either me or Ruth will review it. So you could choose whether you review it or I review it. I don't mind. I've seen the artwork as well for the EP.
Yeah,
nice.
Nikki's artist as well, and does all the graphics for the t-shirts and the releases and everything, and looking forward to that. So
they're a local band, Marie, if you haven't heard of them. I definitely recommend them. They're actually playing soon at the Outlook, aren't they?
You're going to go and review that for us, aren't you, Hannah?
I am, I was going to go to that gig anyway, and then Ruth was like, can you review it? I'm like, yes, of course I can. Second Outlook gig, because my first ever review was actually an Outlook gig, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was literally the next day, after you asked me to be a writer, I literally the next day.
Yeah.
My first ever review, and it was a live gig, and it was actually their first ever gig, wasn't it?
Are off on because Skinhawk are, as we say, another fairly new band come out of Reading, and they've been around for about 2 years now, I think, just coming up.
Yeah, it'll be coming up too. Yeah.
They played Rebellion introducing stage last year, managed to bring them to the attention of the Rebellion people, and they got a spot on the introducing stage, blew it away. It was so good. I was massively proud of all of them. And it's just great seeing people come through like this, and they're getting a lot of support, which is wonderful. Nice. I even managed to get them into Vive La Rock as well on the introducing section. That was last month, so
that's incredible.
A bit of publicity there as well.
Oh, I need to listen. I need to actually read that. I haven't read that yet.
I'll bring
It's
my
on
copy
list.
on Sunday. You can see it then.
Yes, please. Yes, I
Yeah.
would like to read that. Speaking
Yeah.
of bands that are quite new as well. Well, they're not new now, but they're sort of. They were back in 2019. Not the Face. I've
Oh
been listening to
yes,
their album
they're
a lot.
brilliant.
Yeah, I've seen them twice, and I reviewed their album actually. I actually chose to review their album. So sometimes Ruth gives me reviews to do, and then sometimes I choose my own. And I chose to do them because obviously I'm really great friends with Wheeze, who's the bassist.
Wheeze is
Obviously,
lovely. I like
yeah. Oh, I love her
Wheeze.
to pieces. I love her to pieces, and I just love the band. I think they're incredible, and I've been listening to their album non-stop. That's one of my top albums at the moment. Tape It Shut, obviously, as well. One of the top albums. I've got quite a few on the go. Newfound Glory as well. I reviewed them as well. They're top of the list too. I've got quite a few albums on repeat at the moment. They're just like a few.
Yeah, it's great having all this music pouring into our ears all the time because, yeah, it's our hobby, but it's also our passion as well, and we just really, really enjoy it.
Can you tell us more about the Stranglers, Ruth, and you're really into the Stranglers and...
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got into punk when I was about 13, but it was a bit later than the original punk scene because I'm not as old as the original punk scene. You know, I was 5 in 1977, so I wasn't going to punk gigs back then. I got into Pistols, Stranglers, Clash, all that kind of thing when I was about 13. Parents absolutely disapproved and hated it, so that was very much a case of listening in secret when they weren't around. No going to gigs until I was 19 because I was very much no, we don't do that. Wrapped in cotton wool. So first gig I went to was a massive thing at Gateshead Stadium. Simple Minds were headlining, and also on the bill were the Stranglers. So I actually finally got to see them. It was the year after Hugh left, so I never got to see the original lineup. But it was good, and it's like, yes, I'm enjoying this. I really love it, and obviously got into more of the 90s punk bands as well, so that was my youth. And yeah, it was just ever since then enjoyed it. But the Stranglers have always had a special place in my heart because it's not punk exactly, it's like a real mixture of influences in there. And if you listen, every time you listen, you're going to hear something different, even in the oldest songs, because the music is complex. It's not just bang, 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 3-chord punk. It really isn't. It's just beautiful to listen to. And I'm so glad that they're still going. I have to admit, it was actually Dave Greenfield's keyboards that got me into the Stranglers. Just that sound, it's like it hooked me in. Something so different. I've never heard anything like it. Loved it. And when Dave died, I cried for 2 weeks because I thought, that's it, that's the end of the band, we're not going to get the album. Fortunately, they went on to release the album. They went on to find an incredible person to take over and step into Dave's shoes, and Toby, the new keyboard player, amazing, just so good. They could not have found a better person, and everybody loved him. So it was great. And I went out to France in 2021, which was just after Toby had started playing with the band. It was a really stressful experience because it was during the lockdown, post-lockdown travel restrictions. They were changing the goalposts literally every day about what you could and couldn't do, what you had to have and not have to travel. But I was determined to go because I really wanted to see them. So I went out to Toulouse on my own, managed to find my way around, managed to get to the gig, which was in a very odd sort of industrial estate, like right out in the countryside. So you could get a metro so far, and then it was probably about, 2-kilometre walk from there to the venue. I got out there, got into the crowd, and it was just, wow, this is amazing. Everyone was standing there wearing masks. It was a bit surreal, but at least we were actually standing in a gig together, and it was a great experience.
That's a brilliant story, you know. That just shows how dedicated you are and how much you love the band.
I do, yeah, I really do, and it's genuine, and it's been amazing. But some of the fans didn't like me getting involved with being a fan or getting to know anybody in the band, and I've had quite a lot of crap thrown at me over that one.
What?
Oh, there's people in the punk scene who are gatekeepers. They do not like having newer, younger fans coming in and enjoying the music of a band, and it's complete bollocks, because every time the Stranglers get on stage, one of them will always comment about how several generations of people in the audience, you know, you're going to have the original fans, you're going to have their kids, appeals to people right across the generations, and the Stranglers love it when they get teenagers to turn around and say, oh, you can't be a fan because you weren't there in 1977.
That's crazy.
As an example, I saw them at Rebellion when I went to my first ever Rebellion. When was it? 2 years ago? I can't remember.
Yeah, they played then. Yeah,
I went to see them, and I actually didn't get any. I didn't get any like shit from people. Luckily, bands as well. Like, you're a fan of other bands that are like older bands, and like you're a young person. I'm allowed to like what I want. Like, just because I wasn't there back then doesn't mean I can't like them now.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I had that with the Sex Pistols, for example. I went to go see Sex Pistols with Frank Carter, for example.
Oh, yeah, they're brilliant.
I think Frank Carter did amazing. His voice is quite similar to Johnny Rotten's in a way. And I think that's why it fits. Some parts it is. Not fully, but like some parts, I'm like, it's quite similar. And I think that's why it works so well.
I actually think Frank is much more punk than Johnny.
No, fair enough.
I do, because like I've seen him a few times, and he's great. He comes out and he crowd surfs. He climbs all over the venue. He jumps around. You know, he's a real live wire, and what a front man.
Oh, he's great. No, he's absolutely great. I went to see him. It was Birmingham, I think, about 3 years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly when it was now, because the London show got sold out quite quickly, but there was tickets for the Birmingham one. I was like, right, I'm going to Birmingham, I'm going to go see them. And yeah, no, it was a brilliant gig, absolutely brilliant. The Molotovs were supporting at the time as well, and I highly recommend them as well. Actually, they were quite good live as well.
Yeah, they're always great fun live.
Yeah,
I mean, the Pistols and Frank did some gigs at Bush Hall in London a couple of years ago. It was charity gigs, basically to support the venue, because it was in danger of getting closed down. I missed out on tickets, but me and my mate Bill Gaynor decided to do the original punk thing. Bill's a bit older than me and was an original punk. He's one of the guitarists in a band called the Glorias, and well known on the punk scene. So me and Bill met up, got ourselves standing outside in the queue, because we'd been told that if you hang around you might actually get in, and we did. So yeah, we did the original punk thing, just hung around outside the venue, and got in, and wow, what an incredible gig that was.
You give me ideas, Ruth. I might have to do that soon.
Me and Hannah will be doing it now. We'll be hanging about.
It's quite interesting. Sometimes all these sold out gigs, you do get no shows, and sometimes you can get in if the promoter or whoever's running it takes a look and says, right, okay, we're about 10 people short, we're going to let 10 people in. You can get in that way, but you need to be up front of the queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to edit that bit out. Just no, I'm joking. I'm not a gatekeeper. If somebody listens and they're like, I'll try that.
I will apologise as well. I did swear a couple of times. I don't know if I'm allowed to
swear.
No,
you're fine with the swearing. You should.
I'm just double checking, because we weren't allowed to swear on the radio show, and I actually did pretty good, Ruth. Actually, didn't I?
You did brilliantly. You were really.
But my mind just went so blank. I was like, oh, what do I say instead of shit? But if I'm allowed to, it's fine. I don't have to worry about that now. That's fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm probably worse than anyone for it. This is why I do a podcast and not a radio show.
Yeah, well, podcast you have like more freedom to do, like to talk about more things as well, I think.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
Describe punctuation in 3 words.
Absolutely fucking sick. I love it. I actually really love it, and I'm glad that Ruth asked me to write, actually, because it gives me something to do as well. I discover new bands as well as obviously review the ones I love as well. I really like the magazine. I think everyone's been really good. I do occasionally read other people's articles as well. I need to still catch up on that, actually. I get distracted too easily. It's never personal to anyone, but I think everyone's got a different style of writing as well. And I like reading other people's. It gives me ideas as well and helps me do my writing a bit as well.
I mean, that's the good thing about it. We're a community. We're not, boss and minions. It's not like that, because I don't believe in that sort of thing. I don't do hierarchies. I'm neurodivergent. We don't do hierarchies. We're a team. We all work together. And I think it's lovely that we can all learn from each other. Now, I've learned loads from everybody else, and it's great that everybody else is doing the same.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, a punk collective is probably how I'd describe us.
It's such a brilliant magazine, and you've helped given me, because I've always fancied writing, but neurodivergent, I didn't think I could. I didn't think I was quite good enough, and and I asked you, didn't I? I said, "Oh, can I do some writing?" And then I did it.
Of course you can. Please send it over.
And I was so proud that for someone like myself who's dyslexic, dyspraxic, and I've actually got articles. I think it's brilliant for a lot of us, just who maybe went through the school system being told that we weren't good enough, and our literacy didn't meet standards and all of that, and then we're running this magazine,
Yeah, don't get me started on the school system.
Oh,
you don't get me started with school either. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I mean, I put it in the magazine, didn't I? What I've been through with my son, and getting the assessment. At least he's got his one plan back.
Yeah. But it's really, really scary, because at the moment the government are doing their best to try and save money by basically taking away the support that children need. And the school system is completely old-fashioned and out of date. It's the same as it was when I was there. It's like it's blinkered. It doesn't deal with individuals. It tries to force everybody down this conveyor belt and factory system of, you will do this, you will do that, you will come out at the end with this. It's not like that. People are not like that. We never have been. We're all different. We all learn differently. Some people cannot learn by sitting on their backside in a classroom. They just cannot do that. They need to be out. They need to be running around. That's how they learn. But in the school system that we have, there is no scope for that.
There isn't. It's really old-fashioned. As you said, it's like a system that was designed about 100 years ago.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, my son has been learning at home since the end of year 7. He did go to school for 8 years, and then he came out of it with trauma. Yeah. So I said, right, you're not going back. And he's done so well. I mean, he's now 15 and a half. He's studying for his GCSEs, and he is thriving.
I think that's the point, isn't it? As long as you're thriving and you're learning, you're like, he sounds like he's going to do really well, because he's been given the opportunity
I'm absolutely blown away at how much he has come on, because it's like the first year he was out of school, it was very much a case of trying to patch his mental and physical health back together. He was so unwell. So although we did a bit of learning, I couldn't really do a lot with him because he was too fragile. After that, we managed to find a maths tutor who's actually a good friend of ours and plays in one of our local bands.
Yeah, Tape It Shut.
So Dan from Tape It Shut is my son's maths tutor, and got him from, I think he was about 2 years behind in his maths, to caught up within about a year. And now, powering ahead towards doing his GCSEs, which is just amazing. And every other tutor he's got, there's some that come to the house, some online. They've all given him really glowing reports for how well he's done. So fortunately, we've got that covered, but it's taken a long old fight to get what he needed. But it just shows, I always say to everybody with neurodivergent people, if you get the environment right, you will get results.
Yeah.
If you put a neurodivergent person in the wrong environment, you will break them.
Yes, definitely.
And it is horrible, and it shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't. I mean, and this is why, like, I think they've got my photograph up at the local council as a troublemaker.
I'm sure they've got mine as well.
They've had to fight for both my boys. And
Yeah.
with Noah at the moment, I do worry about his learning, but he's quite happy. But it took us, I said it took us 2 or 3 years to find the right secondary school. So halfway through primary, I was like, right, I'm going to... Because his first 2 years at primary were a bit dicey. And then he got picked up. I think it's not my interview, so it's something we can talk about another time. But yeah, it takes a while, doesn't it? It takes a long fight to get what you need, and you've got to. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with an older child who's just been totally failed, and you know.
And there's too many of them, that's the trouble. And then these older children come out of the school system feeling broken and feeling like they're worthless. And it's such a horrible mindset, because how can they go on to work, to live? How can they do that? You know, they're suffering all this trauma, their self-esteem is in the gutter. It's a horrible way to treat human beings, it really is.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt when I left school, because I didn't have a good upbringing. Ruth, you know most of it, I think I told you. My birth mother was not a nice woman, very abusive. And yeah, no, she made me feel absolutely worthless and useless, and that I couldn't do anything. And it did affect my self-esteem a lot. I mean, as I've gotten older, my confidence is so much better. Like, because I've got the right people around me now. And like, this is what I say, like, the punk community is more my family, because they've been more supportive than my own family has. And this is why I've gotten so much more confident. I still get a bit shy occasionally, and like, I get really bad anxiety, obviously. That's very obvious sometimes. But I'm definitely a lot better now that I've gotten older, and I'm nearly 30 now. So, you know, it's taken quite a long time though, but you got to have the right people around you as well. You got to have that support, I think, as well.
I think that's part of the environment. If you've got people around you who are going to be understanding, kind and supportive, it makes all the difference. If you've got people around you who are going to bully you, criticise you and pull you down, it's very hard to succeed. It's a real struggle.
That's why most of my family are not in my life anymore. That's why I've literally just got my nan and granddad now, and that's it. And I need to actually speak to them again soon, because both their birthdays are coming up soon, actually. So I need to speak to them soon. But it was nice seeing them. Like, I don't get to see them as often as I'd like to, because they live back in my hometown, and I get a bit triggered every time I go back to my hometown, because I'm always worried I'm going to bump into my birth mother. Luckily I have not, and I'm very happy about that. But it was nice seeing them. I saw them back in February. I think it's February. I'm looking at the calendar. In February, actually, yeah. So I do need to see them again soon, because like I said, my nan's birthday is this month, and then my granddad's is next month. So I'll do something for them at some point. I might take them to Toby Carvery again.
So whereabouts are you from, Hannah, originally?
I'm originally from Poole, and I lived there for about 21 years. Then I moved to Portsmouth, and I lived there for about 5 years, and now I've been in Reading for, it'll be coming up to 3.5 years in June, actually.
Nice. What brought you to Reading? Was it Chris? Or was it just generally?
He wanted to move to Reading because he's originally Ascot. He's posh. He hates it when I say that. I tease him about it all the time. But no, he wanted to move to Reading. And to be honest, I love Reading because I love the punk scene. The punk scene's really big here, and there's gigs nearly every weekend as well, which I really love. Not that I go to all of them. I'd like to, but it's other things come up sometimes, or I don't have the money. But I do like Reading for the punk scene.
How about you, Ruth? Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Edinburgh, and then we moved to the northeast of England when I was 6 because my dad's job moved, so I grew up there. A Scottish person in a Geordie community. So, it was a bit tough because I was never really accepted. I was always considered to be a bit of an alien. I was frequently told to go back to where I came from. So this is why I hate racism so much, having been subject to racist bullying pretty much all of my childhood and adolescence. It really isn't good. It's not fun. So when I was 19, I moved down to Reading to go to university and basically stayed. No point going back up north, no jobs, so stayed down south. Yeah.
You've got sounds like me. I moved down south, went to university, and I've stayed down south ever since because just opportunities, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in the northeast during the 1980s, you know, we had the miners' strike, we had Thatcher smashing all the industries, and we had absolute, hideously horrible, grinding poverty
Oh God,
that a
yeah.
lot of people probably wouldn't even begin to understand. You know, that was all right there on our doorstep, and
Yeah.
you know, if you go through that and grow up with that as your background, you find it very, very difficult to, you know, square with all of this capitalism and billionaires and get rich quick and all the rest of it. It's like, I'm sorry, but I personally don't think anybody should be on a 6-figure salary.
Yeah.
I honestly don't.
No, I hear you, Ruth. I mean, like, I grew up in the 80s as well, and I saw a lot of what you saw in Bradford. Our industry was shut down. It quickly became
similar.
like, the drugs and prostitution capital of Europe. Hey! Yeah. So, you know, just it did inspire me to leave. And I tell you, it put me off of drugs because I've said to someone before, if I'd have been born 10 years earlier with like some of the issues and like the neurodivergent stuff, you know, going through that system, being told I was rubbish. If I hadn't have seen, you know, heroin addiction in front of my own eyes, growing up seeing that, then I think that could have been me, you know, especially being surrounded by it. And I'm guessing that you saw a lot of that as well in the northeast, or maybe you didn't.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I was going out in Newcastle from 16, and that's a bit of a baptism by fire. If you go out in the town in the night, you know, the pubs, the clubs and everything, it's quite a different experience than doing that down here. And you pretty much get your nose for danger, you know, you just learn to keep that awareness. And I learned very, very quickly that if something was about to kick off, you got the hell out of there and you got your friends out as well. So that was actually a really good, I suppose good isn't the right word, but it certainly gave me a lot of the abilities that have helped me since to just, you know, survive in the scene.
Yeah. And I don't seem to pick up on that, you know, like when I was growing up as a kid, you know, like in Bradford and Leeds not so much, but Bradford could be quite dicey at times, you know, quite violent.
Yeah. Yeah, you just get a nose for it if something's about to kick off and you're like, right, we're out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it can be bad. I mean, when I was going out, I didn't know her at the time, but my now stepfather's niece was actually stabbed to death in a nightclub in Newcastle. Yeah. And it was this guy who didn't even know her, just stabbed her. Yeah.
None of it's good.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So yeah, this young lass had her life taken away from her. She's just a teenager.
Oh God, was she 18, 19 or a bit younger?
I think she was about 17, something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously devastated the family. Yeah, horrible thing to happen. And it's like, I think it's like, well, what happened? What prompted this? And as far as anyone could ever tell, nothing. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. This guy decided to get aggressive and violent, and that was it. Life over.
Just awful.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was back in the 80s as well.
Could you tell me anything? I know we've got the Rage DC launch. By the time this is released, it'll have been and gone. but what else have we got coming up for Punktuation Magazine?
Oh, the usual. We've got reviews pouring in from everywhere. You know, it's there's a lot of new albums coming out. Lots of us are going out to shows and reviewing those. We might get some interviews, and you know, it's all a big adventure. You never know what's going to come in. And we're not strictly punk, you know, we do cover other things as well, so it's always going to be something a bit different in there. I like to throw in the occasional curveball just to make sure people are paying attention.
Or what curveballs have you got planned, or you just want to leave it as a surprise?
Oh, keep it as a surprise, yeah. I think by the time this one comes out, we'll be kind of galloping into summer. So we've got festivals to do as well. So, for instance, Hannah's going to be off doing Slam Dunk.
For the second time? Well, it'll be my third time there, but second time reviewing.
Nice.
And I'm very excited about it.
And then I'll be leading the team covering Rebellion, which is a lot of work because we are the only magazine who will get a review up the very next day of the previous day's proceedings. So if you can't make it to Rebellion, you can read Punktuation, which is almost as good as being there because you can get a snapshot of what went on the day before. So that's about 4 or 5 days of very long days, not a lot of sleep. You know, I'm at the site all day, photographing, making notes, getting videos, then get everything uploaded up early in the morning, get things up, get photos, reviews coming in from the other people who are there who are working on the team, get everything up by midday, hopefully, and then back out to the site again.
Oh my God, how do you do that? So you must be like on your laptop at the moment you get into your bed and breakfast. You must be on the laptop, like typing away, uploading.
Yeah, pretty much. I just run on adrenaline for about 4 days and not very much sleep, but it is great fun doing it. It really is.
I'm hoping to join you next year, hopefully.
Yeah, and it was worth it because after last year's reviewing, the guy who is in charge of the press for Rebellion said that Punktuation's reviews were the best by far.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's a nice compliment for the team.
Well, obviously there would be, wouldn't there, Ruth? I mean, you know, we've got a best team going.
Oh, we work hard, we really do, but there's actually a lot of planning involved in it. And as I said, it's sort of like we just try and get everything done bang, 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 fast as possible, but still keep the quality up. And So as soon as the day splits and the individual times come out, we get our spreadsheets out, we start planning, get ready to dispatch who's going where. You know, it's like everyone gets to choose who they want to see. And then we just kind of make sure we've got coverage of everything that everyone wants to do.
Nice. It's that military precision, as you said. It's got, brilliant.
That's just my neurodivergent hyper focus. Yeah, planning and logistics I'm really, really strong at. I don't know why. Oh, and research as well, strong at that. Don't know why, it's just always been there. So those are really useful skills for something like this because I can put all of that together. But for me, it's been managing other people was something I never thought I could do. Yeah. Never thought I even wanted to do. And that's been a learning curve as well. And it's suddenly like, well, actually, I think having had my son has helped with that because I've had to manage a child, and it's like, actually, you can manage other people. And they're not your son, but, you know, they're just people. But then my son, I've always treated him as a person, you know, not something less than or anything. He's always been a person. I've never talked down to him. I've always supported him. I've always wanted to hear his opinions and his voice because that's how you treat people. I thought, well, if that's how you do it, then maybe it works with older people too. And funnily enough, it does. So yeah, managing people.
So, are you all prepared for Sunday? It is Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
Yeah, the big album launch.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's important, I think, because Rage DC are such huge supporters of the scene, and it's been quite a while since their last album, so we want to give them a punk party to celebrate them, everything they've done, everything they do, and of course their amazing new album. So it's been great putting this together. It came together really quickly in about 3 days, and we've got a guy from Shadow Promotions on board. He's doing the sound, providing the backline, selling the tickets. It's just great, and all the bands are so enthusiastic and keen to come and play, and lots of people have said they're interested in coming, so we're really hoping to have a punk party to remember.
We've got a couple of friends coming as well, Ruth. A couple of mine and Chris's friends, they said they're coming, so that's good. I've been spreading the word, don't you worry.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all we can do. I mean, there's so many gigs all on the same time, you know. I've seen there's about 3 other Sunday matinee gigs coming up on that same day.
Any last words before we finish? Anything else you want to add?
Just to say, keep on doing this, because it's so important to give people a voice who often don't get a chance to get a voice. You know, the punk world is full of big bands and managers who are pretty much about 99% male, telling everybody else what to say, what to think and what to do. Whereas we underrepresented people who are, to be honest, doing quite a lot of the hard graft, don't get a chance to speak up. And I think it's amazing that you're doing this podcast, giving people a chance to say all of the important things that need to be said. So thank you, Marie, and please keep going.
Oh, thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what Ruth says. I love the podcast. I've listened to nearly every episode. I've still got a couple to catch up on. But it's been really good. And I think definitely get some more female punks on here. Keep doing that. And I just want everyone else to just listen to more female-fronted bands as well. I think there's not a lot of them around. There's slightly getting more now, which is good. And don't get me wrong, the male-fronted ones are good as well, don't get me wrong, but I think female ones need more appreciation, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's one good thing about Rebellion. On the Sunday, they have a loud women takeover on the introducing stage, so that's all female-fronted or mostly female bands, and it's great. You know, that Sunday slot, you hear so much great music, and it's always really popular.
Oh, I'm really going to have to go now. Oh, it's been lovely.
A brilliant afternoon.
No,
Really
thank you so much. It's been fun. And
Thanks,
I'm going to have
Marie.
some lunch and then I'm going to get
Bye,
on to
Ruth. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening to Punk Rock Creators Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Bye.